hurry up now. Yeah, that's how you get in. All right, all right, all right. Welcome into the huddle. We're back. Shoot the gap, episode 10. Yeah, man.
A lot of episodes now.
Dude, you know what's crazy is this? It's August 9th, right? And it's the 10th show. So 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't need
baby.
no soundboard. We got a guitar player.
Yeah, how about that, dude? That's live intro right there, man. That's proof it's the man has talent.
Thank you.
Yeah, so speaking of the man, this is the guy who thinks he's a lion. This is Connor, the gut marshal. Yeah, see, there
How's
you
it
go. There you
going?
go. That was for you guys. And then also, it's my pleasure, my honor to introduce Ethan, the doc. He's really a doc marshal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and you guys have found a fantasy football rabbit hole show spanning the generation gap of 20s, 30s, and 40s. Yeah, so we like to we call it a rabbit hole show because well, you'll see. Okay.
Yes.
All right, man, guys,
gonna be
dude.
in it with us.
Yeah, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm excited. It's been a couple weeks since we've done a mock. And
Yeah, that's happening tonight. That's happening.
I'm getting up there, man. I'm up over 50 for the last couple of weeks that I've done. So,
Noob.
getting
So I'm really excited, man, because dude, look, the training camps have started. I mean, in fact, dude, like HBO, dude, Hard Knocks premieres this Tuesday, man. It's great to see something to have something to look forward to. So I'm really excited about that, guys, and to you listeners, watchers, whatever you prefer. They say as you're watching the show, man, if you guys are entertained by three generational beefheads, yeah, dude, I looked up synonyms for knuckleheads and beefheads popped up. Couldn't pass it. So three generational beefhead. Is that funny?
It
Listen,
is.
Beefheads bantering. Love it. Love alliteration.
If you want to hear the beefhead banter, then buckle down over here.
Hey, look at alliteration. Yeah. So if you guys want that, please hit the like button and subscribe button.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe.
We'll,
Do it.
we'll feel
Do
feel the love, and you'll get every episode to help you through the draft and through the season. Yeah, man. So that's awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and like as we said, we have a mock going on. We've already jumped in. We already got our places. I'm number 2. Connor is number 3, and Ethan's number 5. And we got 9 minutes to go. So while we're waiting, we're gonna go and jump into some some quick hits, man. Just jump right into it. I was gonna talk about what we did last week. We talked about the Raheem Mostert.
Yeah.
And we talked about LaShawn McCoy. We talked about Antonio Brown, Dalvin Cook, and the doc. But this was really cool. The doc brought up the COVID killer list,
Yes.
which was a list of players that COVID has changed the way we rank them. And of course, Connor talked about the AFC defenses.
Yep.
So what goes well with D's? Huh?
Well, D's kickers that we're about to talk about are pretty good.
Solid.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to get to those while we're doing the mock, or around that. We're gonna include that because it's the AFC kickers. There's a lot of good ones there, and so this is gonna be
Stay
a really
tuned.
real exciting episode. All right, so first we're gonna go ahead and start off with the Reaper meter. So since again the doc, who's really a doctor, I promise you, forgot the soundboard again. What's our Reaper meter, Doc?
I'm back down to a 1.
No, the noise, honky.
Okay, conk. That's 1. 1 for me.
I can use
Okay.
my rings because they're big shiny things.
Yeah, you should put your rings together. Yeah. But yeah, we first introduced this as a way to gauge if the NFL season is going to start. Well, of course it is. And so we transferred to we're going to have a full season. And Doc was already, jumping on that thought. So let's just continue it, man. What do you think, brother? Where you at? 1 to 5. One being that there isn't going to be a full season, or no, it's five. Five being right. Well,
Yeah, 5 no season, 1 full season.
Yeah, there you go. Go
Um,
for it.
I was at a 2 last week from a 1 because I saw what was happening with the MLB. Things have really chilled out. I don't know. I saw a bench clearing happen today in the Astros A's game, and it did not look like they were socially distant. Who knows? But it seems like they're handling it and they're managing it, and I mean, I don't know. I'm choosing to be optimistic because things suck right now. So I choose to be a 1 today.
Shout out to the Astros for fighting. We're doing bad right now, but I'm not going to be a fair weather fan. I'm glad that we're fighting all these assholes giving us a hard time for winning the World Series. I know this is a football show, but this is also a channel based out in Houston, so we got to let everyone know where we stand on baseball.
The Rockets won tonight, which is pretty good too.
Hey, yeah, there you go.
Go hard.
Are you guys like, Connor? What's your meter? Full season, 1 to 5.
I'm with the doc. I'm
all right. Whoa.
I'm down.
Yeah, that is a lot. You were 3 last time, I think, dude. So
Half
good
it.
job,
I'm at a 1.5.
Oh, I shouldn't have said something.
Cool numbers for this game.
I'm like that one Russian judge that always like everyone's feeling a 10, and he's like, nah.
Well, I'm solidly on a 1, dude. Yeah, because. Dude, because look, the bubble, like none of the NBA players or WNBA players have reported any COVID cases, right? So they've all come up clean. Then, as of Thursday, the 6th, the NFLPA released a statement that 56 players have tested positive since players began reporting to camp. And just to do a little bit of the math, because there was 2,600 players on active rosters, that's about 2%.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a lot. That's well under the 1% positive rates in terms of total tests administered. So good sign. So yeah. So yeah. Okay. So there we go. So we're on a 1 on the Reaper meter, which will be a lot cooler once the thing comes back. Or the soundboard comes back. And yeah. Okay. So a couple more things here because we're closing in on the start of the draft here. Darius Geis, guys, we got to talk about it. Darius Geis. Yeah. Arrested for domestic violence, man, and then of course, then released by Washington. Yeah. So, how do you guys think the backfield will go, Doc? What's your thoughts, man? I mean, it's the running backs are ADP, Peyton Barber and Antonio Gibson. Who's gonna do it, man?
Yeah, it's such a hard line to take because there was news about Gibson being lined up as a receiver, getting work there. So that makes you kind of think, are they going to leave him in that kind of role and give the rock to Barber as the workhorse back? I wanted to wait and see what was going on. It looks like Gibson's getting the love in the ADP.
He certainly is. More than ADP. ADP is not getting ADP love.
I seen him go from going undrafted to going as high as the 11th round in some of the mocks that I've been in. So, that right there, just based off the cost, maybe I'm going to go Barber. I don't know. Let's see what they have him lining. If they still have him lining up as a receiver sometimes and they're giving the rock to Barber, then we'd be safe to believe that Barber's going to take the role of Geis. But, time will tell as training camp moves forward.
Do you think Barber's good enough to keep the role?
Was Geis good enough to keep the role?
Geis couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah. I mean, none of them are really all that appealing. It's just where you can pick them up that's appealing, right?
I guess what I'm asking is, so there's different things, right? Because Gibson's going in the 11th, which you just said in some drafts, right? He's also falling to the 13th in others. But Peyton Barber, he's still going undrafted in some leagues, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is if Peyton Barber doesn't have the upside and he's kind of like, that would be more like a floor play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Well, is Washington, are they good enough to even support a
That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. Because Chris Thompson isn't there anymore.
So great, you got the shiniest turd in the pile. Great.
But Antonio Gibson could not be that. That's what's so appealing about him.
Okay. Who was on Antonio Gibson, dude, from the jump?
I'm queuing you up. Do you want to talk about it?
I was, dude. Yeah, I definitely was on top of it
You
because
were.
yeah, because they were talking a lot that he's mimics a lot of the same characteristics that Christian McCaffrey does, right? And he absolutely does. And the way that I looked at it was that you're probably looking at something like ADP and Chris Thompson last year. But if you remember last year, Chris Thompson was starting to take over for ADP, but he got hurt. Okay, so we might be seeing like a lot healthier guy that's going to be used and definitely more talented than ADP at this point of his career. You know, eventually taking over the backfield. But like, was it? I think it was Doc that mentioned that he's lining up all over the place, man. I mean, they're putting him in the slot. So, okay, great. Peyton Barber's, on the field. Well, guess who's in the slot? Gibson. So I'm a real big fan. I'm trying. I was real excited when I saw on one of these apps that I use to check the trending, the trends going up and down, and Peyton Barber was way up there. I was like, yes, please, everybody, focus on Peyton Barber, please. Don't look at Gibson, please. Let his ADP fall, please.
So Barber's ADP was higher.
Dude, well, I'm just saying that his trend, where he's trending
I said
in the news, like in as far as like in all the fantasy football, information outlets, Peyton Barber is the one that they're really pushing up. That's what it seems to be the upswing right now.
Yeah.
I hope that it stays that way.
Yeah.
So I'm real excited. I'm real excited about Antonio Gibson. I saw him not go yesterday when I did a draft. He went undrafted. Gibson did.
How high are you taking him?
I'm like where Connor is, man. 13, 14. Because of the whole Washington. I don't know what Washington's going to be doing. So I don't want to invest too much into the middle rounds with this guy because if I can get something like Matt Breida. So which
not if you're in a league with me.
Yeah, well, yeah, or something like that, or even a Dobbins, little Dobby, little JK.
Question for you: the connection to McCaffrey. It's not like the Panthers had a great offense. Last year they had poor quarterback play. The Panthers poor quarterback play, bad offensive line. So the turd thing could be said of them, but you had a player like Christian McCaffrey who was just so good, they were going to get points. Yeah. So does that encourage you about Gibson?
If Alex Smith is quarterback, way more than if Dwayne Haskins is.
Does it even matter though?
Who's the coach? Who's the coach for WTF?
Yeah.
Okay. And who was the coach for Carolina last year?
Ron Rivera.
Hey.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
that's why I bring it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting situation, but Scary Terry is there. So what if he just is force feeding? I mean, do you think that
DJ Moore was on the Panthers last year, and he did great.
That's true. Yeah.
DJ
Wow,
Moore,
that's weird. I feel weirdly optimistic about the WTF right now.
Or a couple players on WTF, right?
Scary Terry and Gibson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The thing is that Gibson's a pass catcher, and everything that you're talking about with Washington just screams it. Like there is a similarity between the defenses of Carolina and Washington. They weren't very good, so they had to pass a lot, and so Rivera's really used to being in that situation. And so what did he do? He relied on his pass catching running back, and that's not Peyton Barber, man. That's Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see Peyton Barber getting cut mid-season and it just being ADP and Gibson by the end of it.
Yeah, I could see that too. Every scenario that includes Gibson, I can see. Yeah, basically, yeah.
So what you're trying to say is he's crucial.
It seems like it. I don't know, dude. I don't know because crucial means that he's going to be guaranteed. I'm just saying he's a lot more interesting than Peyton Barber.
Is he kosher?
Yeah. When you're picking him up, he's great. He's crucial in the 13th.
Yes.
How about?
I agree with that. He's crucial in the 13th. He is the crucial value of the 13th round.
There you go, man.
Yes.
There you go. So we have the drafts that's going to be starting here in a little bit. I want to get to something called what's your aim on certain players, because there's been news that have been come out on these players, and I want to get y'all's take on what round you think you should shoot for. But I think we can kind of work these things in. They can probably go hand in hand, considering we want to make sure and talk about the mock draft, about what we're doing, and what we're thinking, everything like that. So let's just go ahead and talk about that real quick because we got 15 seconds before the draft starts. I'm number two. I'm waiting. I'm hoping that this guy's going to choose Christian McCaffrey just because I'm number two and I love Saquon Barkley. He's my number one rated running back. I think that guy's great, even though, that he took me out last year because I had him last year be careful what you wish for, guys. Be careful what you wish for. I just got Saquon Barkley. Dun, dun, dun. That's the Saquon dance. The Saquon dance. All right. Now, got Connor. Now, who you going with, Connor?
Oh, geez. My connection keeps getting interrupted, but I'm going with Henry. I auto-picked Henry.
Oh, okay. He's gonna be one of those guys. When you listen to mock drafts, you're like, "Oh, I got auto picked." Yeah,
right.
He's gonna be like, you be that guy.
I complain in every single draft I'm in when there's auto pickers.
Okay, fifth draft coming up. Fifth spot, Ethan. What you thinking? What you looking at? What position? What's going on?
Our running back for sure. It's looking like this guy I'm guessing is going to take either Kamara, Henry, or Cook. If I can pick up Cook in the fifth spot, I like the the guy you picked Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, you picked Zeke.
That was on accident, but oh geez. So just let the record show that I would have Derrick Henry in that situation. Good gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I'm picking up Dalvin Cook because I really like
I like that
upside pass catching. I know Derrick Henry's tempting there, but I like Cook at that spot.
Let me ask you something. Week 14. All right, you made it through your first round of the playoffs. You're coming on the second round, your second week. Who's going to be there? Do you think Dalvin Cook or Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry.
Who's going to be available? Who's going to be available for you, like able to play?
Who's not going to be injured?
Yes.
Right.
Derrick Henry.
That is a good point, but that's why with me taking Cook in that fifth spot means that I gave away a 9th round pick, so I can have Madison. So if Cook is out, then I have the other workhorse back. But I know you've made some decent points about how there's a third option that might, come in and ruin Madison. But I think that I'm willing to take that risk with the 5th pick for what Cook could be if he stays healthy.
You see, I am one of these people that I love Dalvin Cook, love him, and I have a real conundrum. Like if I pick 3 or 4, if I should pick Henry or Dalvin Cook, especially since I'm aiming at my man. Yeah, dude, this Ryan Tannehill late in the round. That's who I'm going for late in the draft. So I have to think about, well, am I going to be stacking these guys up, what have you? But I know that Derrick Henry is probably going to be there. But with Dalvin Cook, and when I pick him, I don't pick Alexander Madison. I don't draft him.
Really, you don't even do it?
No, unless like round 15 he's there. Okay. Yeah, but the reason why is because, in my opinion, Alexander Madison's only valuable to one person, and that's the owner to Dalvin Cook. And you're talking to somebody who owned Alexander Madison all season last year, but did not have Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
And it never worked out because whenever Dalvin Cook finally got injured, who do you think got injured right before him? Alexander Madison. Okay. So it was just such a wasted spot on my roster. I think people will draft him, realize Dalvin Cook is doing well, drop him, and you'll be able to get him later on.
Oh, that's a good point. I like that. I like that strategy.
Yeah. It's a roll of the dice. If not, you're going to get something in the 9th round, or you should draft strong enough to where you might be able to weather, a week or two or something like that without. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. We're coming back around. We got second round. Ethan's up next. Who are you looking at, Ethan?
I got pick of the litter here. Yep, I know exactly who I'm going for here. I'm going to pick up Kenyon Drake with the 15th pick in the draft.
Oh, yeah?
I'm feeling good about my starting running back core. I got Cook and Drake.
Oh, yeah.
Always happy if I come out of the first 2 rounds with if I'm able to pick up Drake in the second.
Yeah. No. Drake's a fantastic. He's actually an RB1 in my eyes. So you got RB1
as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that's killer, dude. Dalvin Cook and Kenyon Drake, and that's what I'm talking about.
This
if Dalvin Cook
auto drafting.
If Dalvin Cook went out, you'd have Kenyon Drake as your RB1. but
Yeah.
you can actually draft deep enough to where and keep your eye and listen to shows like us where you'll be able to pick up running backs that are coming.
Yeah.
Uh, yes. So since the gut went ahead, and he picked Austin Eckler, so as his number two. So Aaron Jones is just sitting there. I like Aaron Jones as an RB2. I'm grabbing Aaron Jones as an RB2.
Yeah, that's
I
fantastic.
love
That's a great pick.
Saquon and Aaron Jones. That's a really high ceiling play. I like it.
Yeah, dude. Well, man.
I just want to go on the record saying I should have Derrick Henry and Austin Eckler, which I think is great.
Don't be this guy, okay? I mentioned you, Jess. Dang auto pick,
dude. I clicked it as my preferred thing, and it didn't do it. Technology is the bad guy.
I'm next. Okay, and I love the Thunderflex. However, there's a guy
You're gonna pick Kittle.
Fuck yeah, I am. Oh, excuse me. Yes, I am.
This is no longer a kids-friendly show, guys.
Yeah, excuse me.
Welcome to the evening hour.
Yeah, so dude. I'm a George Kittle. Come on, man. Now I have that tight end position locked down. I got in my eyes the number one RB.
Kittle in the third. I think it's the first time in a draft I've been in with you where that happened.
And dude, and look at that. I have Saquon and George Kittle on the same team right now.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I would say so. So, Connor, you just picked. Who'd you pick, man?
So I have to issue out an apology because on an earlier episode of this show, I went and I said that Odell Beckham was kryptonite.
Yeah,
and I've gone full circle about with this guy.
He's an emerald, not kryptonite.
Yeah, and I have picked it up.
Oh
so,
my gosh!
Maybe this comes to spurn me, but I think he's gonna do better, especially since Landry's out.
Oh my God! Give me the peristalsis real quick, dude. How did you get there? How did you get there? Just real quick.
The combination of the change of coach.
Okay.
The injury. He had a core injury. That's like a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The whole year. Training camp was when he got it. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the coach injury. And no Landry.
Mm-hmm. That rhymed. You gotta love that. Yeah. Yeah. So, but actually, one of the things I was gonna say on what's your aim, that's one of the guys. So let me just go and talk to you about that then. Jarvis Landry, man, he's now off the pup, and so he's in training camp now. Okay. So does that change your thoughts on OBJ or Jarvis? Where are you aiming at for Jarvis?
I'm not picking up Jarvis because it's not a ceiling play.
Okay.
And like Jarvis, he's really not sexy, right? Like I'm trying to do the lightning flex, and right now when I'm doing lightning flex, so for the listeners of our show, Thunder flex, that's 3 running backs with a third being in the flex. Lightning flex is 3 wide receivers, third being in the flex. I like the thing of like you have 3 high ceiling guys, so it's like one of them is probably going to pop off, right? I like that.
Yeah, no.
play.
Okay. So you wouldn't even do Jarvis Landry then. He's not even pup, nothing, whatever. It don't matter what he is.
Chubb, Beckham,
pup, big dog,
and Hunt are the 3 guys I'd be interested in, but I know I'm not getting Hunt in a draft with you. Because you picked that guy up early, and I respect that.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Things have
Earlier
changed
than I
now.
would.
Things have changed, right? Because normally I go running back in the 3rd round. Now I have a tight end. Now where am I? So I got to look to see what I got going on.
This is very true.
Yeah. So my strategy is changing on the fly. And that's the one thing I wanted to go and talk about is that always be looking at, no matter what your strategy is, always be checking the different spots to see what fell, because Ethan made the point. He says, that's the first time I've ever seen Kittle in the 3rd.
Yep.
So that's a fall. So I went ahead and I grabbed him, and then now I'm changing on the fly. I'm changing my approach, trying to see what is going to be best, what I like, what I don't like. And I don't like, I can tell you right now, is what I'm looking at.
Well,
as far as what are these spots for needs.
I want to talk about something.
We got 8 seconds.
I'm gonna follow the trend of stuff that's falling.
What are you doing?
Whoa!
I'm trying things. I haven't seen Lamar Jackson go that low. He's in the 4th round.
Okay. Good. Okay.
What did you say, Doc?
So you've been in a relationship for a while. You got to liven things up.
This
You know,
is
you
true.
gotta,
You got to be polyamorous with your fantasy football
Oh, well,
quarterbacks.
oh, wow.
I wouldn't say that.
It's a
Yeah,
big move.
you wouldn't go that far, but
It's a
maybe
big
a couple
jump.
maybe a couple of toys. You know.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
this really isn't a kids-friendly show anymore.
Oh,
Good
wait,
Okay.
grief.
sale,
I
bro.
just said toys. Okay, so I have a choice right now. I'm going to RB. I have a choice between Mark Ingram and David Montgomery. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm telling you right now. No, I'm changing. I'm going for David Montgomery
Damn it! I
because
tried to
yeah,
Jedi mind trick you.
no,
Didn't work.
yesterday you would have because I picked him yesterday and I felt so bad about it because I started doing more research, and it looks like J.K. Dobbins is a real threat to that man. Talk to him about that, Connor, because you were on Dobbins whenever I was on Gibson.
I am so grateful that you're giving me this slot because in between now and when we last talked about Dobbins, I gave him a nickname in my mind, and I've been waiting to premiere it.
Oh,
So
here it comes.
the Dobbinator is he's gonna be that guy, man, because he has the talent, he has the pass catching, he has the running, he has the shaking of the tuchus. He's got the complete package. This guy is he's the talent, and they got him in what, the second round,
Something like that. Yeah.
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that, second round, third round. That's a good range. They don't. I mean, did Mark sign a 4-year or a 3-year
Oh
deal?
no, I think it was a 4 year, man, and that was the thing I was going to ask you is like, is he going to be the Dominator or is he going to be Dobby? Like this character that appears on a actual good franchise, but it's just so
Stop
darn
trying to
annoying that you're
man.
so excited that when he's or me, I was so happy whenever he passed.
Okay,
That's
so
me.
how
This is
many?
me projecting. I don't like Dobby.
This is Ingram's first year on the Ravens, correct? So he has 3 years left on his deal.
I think so. I think so.
But I
Yeah.
want to say that it was something like
Doc will
the
probably confirm that.
the last year was like an option or something. So after he does like 2 or 3 years, the team can cut him if they want to. So that means, Emo, is it 3 or 4 years though?
For Mark Andrews.
No, for Ingram.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at. You said Mark. That's all I heard. Mark Ingram. Let's see what we got here.
Okay, while he's looking that up, Connor, talk about the Lamar Jackson. What's going on there, dude?
Well, because he was in the 4th round, man, and quarterbacks that run get more points.
Mark
And
Ingram signed a 3-year.
3 year.
So he signed a 3 years, so he's on his second year. So his next year is probably, so that's what I'm saying. Like after this year, I don't think they owe him anything, or not as much.
Who did you say that was the next or this year's Lamar Jackson? That's Connor.
Kyler Murray,
And when can you get Kyler Murray?
you can get him in the 6th round
So
or the 7th round.
yeah, it's interesting for you because you're one of the guys that waited till the 12th round to grab him last year, and now you're grabbing him early. So it's just
Well, this is the play, because you bring up an excellent point, but there was literally nothing else that I really wanted there,
mhm.
and there's a lot of wide receivers that I like in these next
Yeah.
couple of rounds. So that means I get to load up on one more guy.
Okay, all right.
I totally
good.
understand what you're saying, and I'm probably not going to do this. I don't plan on buying a quarterback in the 4th round, but I've never seen Lamar go that low. He usually
I can
goes
see-
in the 2nd and 3rd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see you doing that. I can
Yeah.
see you doing that. Ethan, what are you thinking about, dude? You're coming up next, 3rd round, or what round we in? 6th. Whoa, 6th round. 6th round.
Go by
Yeah,
fast.
I'm staring
yeah,
at-
it is.
I like DJ Chark here in the 6th.
Okay, wide receiver.
You got an obvious wide receiver 1. I'm good on running backs and have a running back. I picked up Mostert for the flex, but do I pick up Kyler Murray here and get the potential, upside of what he could be? I actually like a different quarterback to blow up this year and be that potential person. So I'm going to go for depth at the wide receiver position. You're picking up a wide receiver 1 for a team in the 6th round. I think that's a good value. So I picked Chark.
Hey, the Charkinator. I like Chark. Yeah, man, that's a really good one, dude. That's a really good thought process too, man. So, yeah. Now Connor's up. Okay, so Connor, six. This is the magic sixth round where you gain the player for Lamar. So who you going for?
Um, I have to get him because it's value.
Mm-hmm.
My boy DK.
DK, little Metcalf
Yeah,
action.
That's
All
good.
right.
Metcalf.
Solid.
Okay. Okay. Good. 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 And I'm going, of course,
Yeah.
with
I was wondering if you were going to try and get him on the turn.
no. I wasn't gonna play because yeah, and the reason why I might have tried to play. We're talking about Cream Hunt.
Yeah.
I might have tried to done that. Okay, if I would have picked a high running back in the flex, but right now I have David Montgomery in the flex, and so I wanted to get somebody another running back that I felt strong that I could try to put into the flex, and I think that he has such upside that I just would love to make sure to have him as my flex guy. You
Oh,
know,
thank
once
goodness.
yeah. No, no, I'm not. Who? What you think? Robert Woods? You think I'm gonna have Cooper Cup and Robert Woods on the same team?
Oh, I didn't know you had Cooper Cup. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes a lot more
yeah,
sense.
yeah. That was my wide receiver one, dude. On the turn, everybody. I picked for my wide receiver two in the seventh round. I picked Stephon Diggs. Yeah, so I have Cooper Cup and Stephon Diggs as my wide receiver sets. But you Connor, but you picked right after I
I
did
picked
Diggs.
Woods.
Okay, you picked up Robert
So
Woods.
I did all that talk about doing three ceiling plays, and then I went around and got Robert Woods.
Solid floor.
Yeah, solid floor. But that's good in the flex when you have Odell and DK.
Yeah,
Decaf.
yeah.
He's not
DK.
decaf by any means.
I like DK Metcalf a lot.
Me too.
But there's one guy. I'll tell you what's making me nervous about him though is that there's a lot of reports now well, a couple things are making me nervous. First of all, there's reports that they're making eyes at Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon. Okay, so they're checking to see who exactly that they want.
It's because they want to be unlimited.
You saw that? Yeah, it's awesome. And their defense has moved away from Clowney, and now they're showing interest in Clay Matthews.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, yeah. So those two
More
things
like
right
Gray
there.
Matthews.
Yeah, right. So great. Hey, where's the rim shot? Come on, Doc. You forgot the sound board, so go for it.
Zoomps.
There you go. So that's what makes me nervous about DK, or maybe it should make me feel better, like they're going to be passing more. I don't know, but that whole why are they looking for another wide receiver and Josh Gordon and Antonio Brown? Why are they doing that if they're so happy? Other than what you're talking about, the unlimited man. I don't know, but I do like DK though. Of the wide receivers in Seattle with Russell, I like DK.
Part of my being quote unquote the gut is feeling like I have the heartbeat of certain teams more than others. And the Seahawks are one of those teams because I think I understand Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll gives Russell Wilson what he wants. So I'm not going to be surprised if I see them throwing it more. And I don't think it's that Russell Wilson doesn't trust DK. It's just like what you talked about. It's like I want as many toys as I can have. I want to be unlimited.
Yeah, have you seen that, Doc?
Yes, yeah, I've heard the talk. It is quite funny.
That's crazy. So, Ethan, you're up. What you looking at?
You know,
Round 8.
this is a I haven't picked this guy before, but I'm gonna go for him. We're in the 8th round. I got him slightly below his average draft position. I picked up Cam Akers for my bench. You know what? He's a bench back. He's the rookie coming in, and for the Rams who just lost Todd Gurley, he's going to be fighting with Darrell Henderson for the job. We got no preseason, and it's going to be an uphill battle. He might not have value immediately, but I have Dalvin Cook, Kenyon Drake, and Mostert already as my running backs. So if Cam Akers takes a while to take off, or he doesn't, oh well. But I looked at who else was there. I don't feel great about Ronald Jones still. And I also don't feel great about Jordan Howard or Matt Breida.
I was gonna ask on the what you're aiming at. Like where would you aim? where would you aim at for Ronald Jones? I mean,
Fuck
because he
you,
said,
Brian. This isn't a
yeah,
family-friendly show, so fuck you, man.
yeah, that's the dance.
Take
That's
Gene
the
Simmons and
dance. That's
shove it
the
up.
dance. Yeah, I got everybody. I grabbed Matt Breida while the millennial was looking at his phone. I grabbed Matt
You
Breida.
grabbing him wasn't affected by me being on my phone. That's not how a draft works, and you know it, motherfucker. You were before me. That's how you got
Oh,
him.
now
I
he's gonna
chose
F-bomb.
Drew Brees because I thought that you were gonna pick Drew Brees. So I thought, well, maybe if I get Drew Brees first, Matt Breida will fall. So I got what I deserved. You know, I purposely took Drew Brees before either of you guys could. So it's fair that I get something stolen from me.
Yeah, but I would have
It's
been just as fine.
Thanos.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the only, yeah. I mean, one of the reasons why I had to pick that low on a running back though is because of the fact that I picked so high on a tight end. Yeah. So I kind of put myself into a weird spot there, So I was in a spot where I had to get, I wanted to make sure and have four running backs and or what's this, five at this point? Yeah. Let's see. One, I have Barkley, Jones, Hunt, yeah, and
You're
Breida.
running back greedy, man.
Yeah, I wanted to have four.
You
I
want
wanted
to
to have four
you
running
have
backs.
five, muffo.
I have five? Do I
Yes,
really?
you have
Yeah.
Saquon, Aaron
Uh-huh.
Jones, Montgomery, Hunt, Breida. It's five.
So, yeah, it is five. Yeah. I'm not running back greedy, man. I'm just preparing for the COVID.
Position you draft for, right?
Yeah, well, it's just
Clearly.
that's something I put value on. Yeah,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, it's just also I think Matt Breida. I mean, come on, dude, Matt Breida in the ninth. That's a pretty good value.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's the Wolverine, man.
Where are you aiming? I mean, because I'm right. Actually, Connor. He's listed as the main guy. And Jordan Howard now and Kalen
Well,
Balaj
I'm
should
gonna
be
go in the seventh, as if that's what I got to do to keep him from you.
okay. Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's all real talk. That's the
Okay.
highest I'm willing to aim because I'm going for him in the eighth
Okay, talk about why are you so in love with him? Talk about that.
because there isn't anything that Jordan Howard is better than him at.
Or Kalen Balaj.
Yes. Breida is the best at everything.
The corpse. He's a zombie. Zombie Balaj. The corpse of Kalen Balaj.
Yeah.
Shit.
No,
He's
but Breida
a
is
thing
that
should
guy.
not be.
And talking about another team that I wanna say I feel like I know a little bit better. Like the Dolphins used to kind of have a bell cow system, like back when Lamar Miller was there.
Mhm.
There was some good guys there.
Yeah.
I remember on I think it was like Madden 07 or something like that I played. Like they had a kind of good team then. I think they had like Sean Alexander was his name, I want to say.
Dude, you're up, right, dude?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Who am I gonna pick?
Oh, I don't know.
Ooh.
Well, the world wants to know who's gonna pick. He picked Darius Slayton. Yeah. Okay. Why'd you pick Darius, dude? Talk about that.
I think he's the best deep threat on the team, and I think that Daniel Jones likes to throw it downfield.
There's a lot of talk about Golden Tate being the preferred wide receiver in New York. Why don't you think it'd be Golden Tate over Slayton?
Well, Slayton seemed to kind of have that rapport with him later in the year, and I'm a big believer in looking what happens the second half of the year.
Yeah, and
seeing
also
how teams end.
oh, right, yeah, and also one thing to keep in mind is that the whenever they signed Tate, they didn't think that they had what they have in Slayton. Okay, so just because he got all that money doesn't mean like, oh, we're expecting him to be big. That like how I view Stephon Diggs, because they paid a fortune for him. I don't mind having him as my wide receiver too, even though it's a run heavy offense. So yeah, I can see what you're talking about regarding going for Slayton as over Tate, even though there's a lot of hype for Tate. Again, that's a gut pick. Am I wrong with that, Connor?
No. Not
Okay,
at
cool.
all.
Okay, and Ethan just sneakily picked New England. All right, so is this when the round that you're shooting for a defense on round 11?
No, if you look at the defenses, it's been picked over. You've got the Rams and Denver,
Uh-huh.
and then I guess Indianapolis seems okay.
Chargers.
That's about it.
Chargers is good.
Yeah, but I mean that's
They have
about
to play
it.
the Chiefs twice.
Philadelphia's the best in the East. NFC East.
Yeah,
the
that's-
least.
So I mean, that was not my ideal pick, but I switched on over there, and I saw pretty much. I've been used to being able to pick up the Chiefs,
Yeah.
12th to 13th or something, the Saints, and they're all gone. So
Well,
an example of how you have to be able to flow with the draft, because if people make a run on defenses and there's nothing left, you got to take that into account.
yeah, that's one good thing about like I know that Connor specifically hates the auto drafters, but I mean there's a place for them, and they do help you in that respect. That if there are people that I suspect maybe in our league that are not going to know what to do, especially since Connor and I drafted with somebody who had a sheet they just printed up that morning, in front of them, like the ink was still wet.
We love you,
know.
Sochil.
Yeah, I love you, Sochil, and you did great, and we'll do everything we can. To
Always a
help you.
pleasure to play with you, bro.
Honor, actually. But the point is that he would admit that he admitted whenever he had the paper that he hadn't had a chance to review, and so there might be a lot more auto drafters in your league than you think. Man, you might actually have somebody auto draft. Okay, so there's a place for them. So don't jump out immediately if you see auto drafting. Okay, so Ethan just went and he grabbed tight end Mike Gesicki.
Nice pick.
Yeah,
and
I grabbed
as
him
well.
there because I picked up Evan Ingram 2 rounds ago, and he has an injury history. Normally, I don't end with 2 tight ends, but Ingram has had issues staying on the field, so I wanted to have a backup tight end in case I lose him.
No, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. No, that's actually like whenever I'm in a situation, whenever I can't pass up Evan Ingram, because normally I pick tight ends late. It's just the fact that Kittle fell to me. I like that strategy too. And Gesicki's a fantastic backup, especially with Allen Hurns and Albert Wilson opting out. So who are they going to pass to?
Holy crap! Aaron Rodgers fell low. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
The 13th. That's the lowest I've seen him go, bro.
Yeah, that is pretty low, or is it? That's the question. Because who are his weapons? The big off-season acquisition for him, Funchess, opted out. So,
This Lazard.
He doesn't even have a Geronimo anymore. Geronimo's gone.
But he still has MVS and Lazard. And
Okay. And how'd that handle? How did he do last year?
Well, Lazard actually was starting to get a rapport with him, but yeah, MVS. He's got his ups and downs, but we'll see what they do next year. Wide receivers there take a few years to develop.
Yeah. Who did you pick in the last round, Connor?
Johnny Smith.
Yeah, you like Jonnu Smith?
For the 13th, yeah. I think he's a good backup to Zach Ertz. I think both Zach Ertz and Johnny Smith, they're kind of like safe plays, right? Because Zach Ertz is like, with all the chaos going on in Philadelphia's receiving core, he's like the calm, It's like, he's going to get his 8 to 12 targets.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now we're getting into the back half of the draft, everybody. We're on round 14. It's a 15-round draft. Okay. And so I think, Ethan, you're the one who's going to be up before all of us. What are you looking for in round 14? What are you doing?
Well, typically what I'll do in round 14 is I'll look and see how picked over the kicker lineup is, because sometimes people are auto drafting. They start picking up kickers in the 8th and 9th round once their roster started filling up, and it seems like it's some pickings. Also, where are you at in that 15th round? Are you at the back of the 15th round? Because then all the pickers are going to get kicked. The way I'm looking at it now, and this is how you have to strategize if you know who you're playing with, we all like similar kickers. And I know 2 of you are going to pick up kickers that I want. And there aren't a ton of kickers I want. You have Koo, you have Gay, and you have maybe those are the two guys that I'm interested in, and I know y'all are interested in as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go that route and pick up Matt Gay because I know none of them are going to be there when I come back around, and I'll just see what values are left in the 15th, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to pick up someone that I, particularly probably a wide receiver to give me more depth at that position, or maybe quarterback depending on who's left.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I can. That's actually a pretty sound strategy. But I think that what's one thing that's really important to need to be pointed out here is that you waited until the 14th. Was it the 14th round, right, to pick a kicker, and you still came out with a quality kicker.
Yeah.
So I mean, a really good one. You're talking about the kicker for a presumably high scoring offense. That has a huge leg and has actually been compared to several times to Greg Zerline in his younger years. So I think that's a fantastic choice on your thought. Now, the only thing that we're talking that you need to worry about is the whole, 13th bye. It's the first week, but come on, it's your kicker. Okay, I think you can weather that storm, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with everything else that you have, so that's pretty interesting though. So you don't necessarily have to go so high on kicker. You don't necessarily have to, because I think that the fourth. Gay was the one of the top 4 performers, man. So of last year. So he did better than Lutz, who's going many rounds before him. Better than Gould, who's going many rounds before him. So I think the only ones that did better than him was Tucker, Butker, and Zane Gonzalez.
And there's no way I'm drafting Tucker. That dude's going in like the 9th round.
Yeah.
Of the draft. So and Butker's also going pretty. Butker and Lutz are going high as well.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So we're basically okay, guys. We're done with our draft. We're done. Connor, are you able to pop up our
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Our results? Yeah.
Well, for the screen.
Control. Yeah. Since you're in control, go ahead. Take and see if you can put up the results, and we'll go team by team.
Well, let me see, because the Wi-Fi on my computer wasn't working when it started, so I had to do the draft from my phone. But it might be up now. Yeah, let me see real quick.
Ethan, well, I don't know if you can share the screen, because I'm doing it on a separate computer. Yeah. So
I think I got it. I think.
Oh, yeah? Good. Oh yeah. Look at this guy.
Yeah, I got it.
Sweet. All right.
Nice.
All right.
We're
Well, cool. Well, let's just go down. No, we're not in boys, huh?
We're not in boys.
Okay, that's fine.
But I can read them off.
Yeah. What I'll do, I'll read off mine, and then we'll just go down. We'll go mine, then yours, Connor, and then Ethan. Because
we got like 5 minutes. Oh wait, no, we can screenshot it. Never mind.
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah. So my lineup, I have Ryan Tannehill, my man, Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs as my wide receiver core. I have Saquon Barkley, Aaron Jones, and as my running back 1, running back 2. My tight end is George Kittle. My flex, I have David Montgomery, and then my bench, I have Kareem Hunt, Marquise Brown, Matt Breida. Just for you, Connor. That's a little tip of the hat to you, brother. And Hayden Hurst, Dallas Goddard, and Jameson Crowder. My kicker is Zane Gonzalez. Defense, Minnesota.
Nice.
Yeah.
When did you pick up Minnesota, by the way?
What's that?
When did you pick up Minnesota, by the way?
11.
11. See, yeah. So you had to go a little higher than you normally do because you saw the defenses getting picked over.
Yeah. Well, that the auto draft did devastate it a little bit, but if you guys checked out my rankings when I did the NFC defenses, Minnesota is actually my number 1 ranked defense in NFC. So to me, I think that getting that at the 11th round, I think it's a really good value.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So any questions, comments, Burns? Anything you want to?
I know you. I'm not sure if Breida was a spike pick or not? Just
Sure
just
feels like it.
No. I needed to pick up. I wanted to pick up another running back because I normally have that many running backs on my roster.
okay.
And whenever I look down and you look at what was there, I was looking at the same thing you were. I mean, you chose. Who did you choose instead? Because
I went with Cam Akers.
yeah, because you did not like what you saw. So
Yeah.
you see what I was talking about. See, I have yeah. And so with the news about about the Alan Hearn, the Wilson, I mean all that, the thing I told you about Kalen and Howard, and all that. Like, well, yeah, Matt Breed is the best option right there if I'm looking for a running back. I don't know if I'm always going to be looking for a running back in that round, but this draft I was because I had to maneuver
Because you picked up Kittle there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I had to do that. So no, it was not a spite pick, even though it looked like one because I don't normally pick up a running back in the 9th round because I normally pick one up in the 3rd. It's just beautiful.
Right.
It's just beautiful when things work out that way. I mean, it's the will of the Lord. Who am I to stand in the way of the will?
Hey,
of the Lord?
don't bring God into this, man. Don't bring God into your spite pick.
It happened. It happened. He controls everything. So hey,
Nah, he gave
it's
you
the
free will to spite. That's what.
No,
he gave
it's
you.
his will. It's his will. He's in control of everything in my life. All right, but
You got it locked down.
Spite.
Let's see here. What else is going on? And did you pick up Cup over Woods?
yes, I did. Yeah, because he's the guy that this is a half, and the way we play is half point PPR. I think he gets a lot of the targets. And there's some lessons that I learned from last year that I wrote down in a notebook for myself. And one of the things there, and I've got to trust myself back then. And I said Cooper Kupp is a stud. That's what I wrote. Okay, so I'm like, well, if I said that back then, I'm a smart guy, so a smart guy wrote that.
I want to talk about that.
Okay.
Cooper Kupp's the slot guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rams are making a shift to 2 tight end sets. So I'm not saying like his role is obsolete, but I feel like like Woods is more of the downfield guy. So I feel like Woods is going to be you get what I'm trying to say. Kups is going to be competing with 2 tight ends in the middle of the field type stuff.
Who do you think they're going to throw to in the end zone, like in the red zone?
I know that's Kupp's whole thing.
They're going to throw Cam Akers in the end zone.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, breaking news.
Doc,
awesome.
you want to do your team?
No, it's your turn, Connor. Your turn.
It's my turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your third pick. So go down. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So I have
Actually,
Lamar.
I like it a lot, dude.
Thanks, dude. This is I haven't done something like this yet ever. This is a one night draft, so to speak.
Oh, so he's hiding his real strategy. Look at that.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying something new.
Yeah, you are. No, he's not. He's hiding his real strategy.
You're getting the appealing teams I've seen you draft.
This is one of the most appealing. Well, thank you.
Yeah. You're
facing this team.
So I have Jackson at quarterback, Beckham, Metcalf is my wide receiver 1 and 2 respectively. I have Elliott, but I wanted to pick Henry, but I have Elliott. So if it didn't mess up, I would have Henry. I have Eckler as my RB2.
Can I interject real quick? So that's a misnomer then, the 2 bye weeks of Zeke and Eckler being together.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because it would be Henry, which I think is 7, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Okay, continue.
Woods in the flex. Sly's my kicker, and I got him in the 15th.
Woo!
That's
sly of you.
Chiefs defense.
That's
thank
where
you.
you went.
Thank you.
That's where the Chiefs went to. Spite.
Oh, so when I do it, it's spite. When you do it, God wanted you to. I see how you operate.
Who am I? No, I'm actually just quoting you, brother.
Was that 10th or 11th that you picked up the Chiefs?
I want to say the 11th.
I like that Napoleon Dynamite pause.
Yep, it was. You picked him up. You picked up the Chiefs right after your amigo picked up Minnesota.
Mm,
yeah, there was a run on defenses at the beginning of the beginning of the 11th round.
Oh, I wish it was the beginning of the 3rd. That'd been great.
I got the Dominator on the bench. I got Slayton.
Dobby.
I got Gibson. And I got Smith and Duke Johnson.
What round did you pick up Gibson?
12th.
That's not bad.
Are you ever curious to see if how far he'll drop?
Yeah, but at this point, I wanted to pick up some running backs too, since I was a little lower on the ammunition, so that's why I picked up Dobbins, Gibson, and Johnson, because I'm like, well, one of these guys would probably pan out, you know.
Shoot, that last pick you have, I think that one's gonna pan out
Duke
well.
Johnson
Yeah,
in
that's
the 14th,
great.
dude. In the 14th.
That's a great pick, Connor. Seriously,
Thank
great
you, dude.
pick. Yeah, I mean,
I
you
like
have,
it.
you have. I really like the. I really like your bench, a lot. I mean, I have questions about Ertz, but less questions now that Godwin, has opted out.
Good one.
Uh, yeah, right. Goodwin has opted out. Thank you, and also about Jeffries probably being the pup. So I think that
And
you're
I
gonna see
feel
a
good
lot.
about Jonnu on the bench in case anything happens.
Oh, dude, I like John Newton. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's a lot of upside. So yeah, I think you chose really well right here. Yeah, and Kansas City, I think, is a great defense for you to choose. Even though you had him ranked low, and the doc talked you up high, and now here you are picking
Well,
him up. So.
someone picked the Bears, so here we
Yeah,
are.
and Minnesota and New Orleans as a run. They were the last. They were the last good one.
Yeah, I would put Kansas City above New Orleans, so I think you chose well.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I think you had a great draft here, man.
Thanks,
that Lamar,
man.
yeah, that Lamar Jackson thing. I mean, even though we gave you a lot of mess about it, it really is a good pick.
It does make it scary.
No, yeah, look at his lineup. Especially with that pairing it with Zeke. Oh man, do you want that?
Would you rather go against Lamar Jackson and Zeke or Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry? I want your honest opinion.
I would rather go against Zeke. Yeah,
Me too.
Because of how I feel that he's gonna be sharing time with Tony Pollard, and that people think that he's gonna be like he was last year, but it's a different head coach who likes.
Well, since we're talking about the head coach, I did read this week that Mike McCarthy came out and said, because apparently the word on the street is that Amari Cooper said he wants the Cowboys to have 3 wide receiver ones.
5 seconds.
And yeah, I know, right? Well, hey, it's a cherry sour, man. And Mike McCarthy said,
"This is how COVID is not going away, guys."
McCarthy said he thinks Zeke is like one of those guys too.
Okay,
So,
good.
Who
All right.
knows?
Enough to get a cherry sour on, dude. I really liked your draft, man. Good job. Let's go ahead and move over to Ethan. Let's go ahead and take a look. Any comments, Ethan? Any concerns on his love Robert Woods, love Breeze?
For me, it's just like I feel like you could have picked up a stronger wide receiver too than Metcalf and picked up Kyler Murray instead.
Yeah,
And I
this is
think that
true.
on paper, he doesn't look as scary, but I think once the season starts up and he starts putting up fantasy points, Kyler Murray's gonna become scary.
That's a very good point right there. Yeah, because that's basically what you gave up was probably a wide receiver too.
Yeah.
But still, his wide receiver too, man. DK Metcalf.
It's nothing to
No. I still think that he came out winning this team. So that means you're gonna get a D plus by Yahoo. That's what that means. Yeah. So let's go and talk about Ethan. Go ahead and run down your team.
All right, I got my guy. I know I mentioned there's someone else I'm eyeing for a quarterback other than I like Kyler Murray, but I also like Josh Allen, and he's going a couple rounds later than him.
Yeah.
So I picked up Josh Allen. I think it was the 8th that I picked up Josh Allen, 7th or 8th. And then for wide receivers, I have Kenny Galladay and DJ Moore. My running backs, Dalvin Cook, Kenyon Drake. For tight end, I have Evan Ingram. In the flex, I have Raheem Mostert. On my bench, I have DJ Chark and Debo Samuel as my wide receivers. Cam Akers and Ronald Jones as my running backs. And then Mike Gesicki as my backup tight end. And Joe Burrow as my backup quarterback. For defense, I have New England. Finally, for the kicker, I have Matt Gay.
I like the Debo stash.
Me too.
No, he has a mustache. No, I'm kidding. No, yeah. No. Question though, I do have DJ Shark on the bench is insane. That's sick. Yeah, that's just sick. But
Flexing, I could just flex him in over Mostert, and Mostert becomes one of my bench backs.
okay, that's exactly the person I was going to ask you about because I just read a report that the head coach was saying that Jerick McKinnon has been looking sharp, catching passes out of the backfield, and Jimmy G actually said that even just throwing routes on air this offseason, this is a direct quote, he runs them differently than most running backs, and he has a feel that's like a receiver, but he feels spaced like a quarterback. Okay, so it seems like he's going to be the pass catching back.
Yeah.
All right.
McKinnon.
So now you have McKinnon. Right. Exactly right.
McKinnon and Coleman right there, muddy
Mhm.
the waters with Raheem Mostert.
And Wilson, who they use in the goal line. So
when Coleman's not healthy.
I think Connor was the one that brought up that Shanahan likes to go with a hot hand. I think that was you, Connor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, who knows? Like, Mostert was the hot hand during last year. Who's going to be the hot hand this time?
Well, he did score 4 touchdowns against the Packers.
Right. But that was last year.
He packed them.
I mean, that's the gamble you make with San Francisco backfield. You know?
Yeah, and that's why your flex.
That's why he's the third running, and that's honestly why I picked 2 other running backs after that I spent more draft capital on rather than waiting until later in the draft to pick up. I've been liking Duke Johnson in like the 14th or the 15th round, but I don't. You're really depending on David Johnson getting injured, which that's probably a safe bet, but that's still you're dependent on an injury.
On Ronald Jones, Bruce Arians said that that it's just a matter of how much he can expand his role, including more pass catching. So.
Yeah, he is. That's my concern with Ronald Jones how much they can him in the passing game. And from what I've read up on Cam Akers, Sean McVay thinks he can be the pass catching. I mean, he did a ton of pass catching in college. He was great at it, and there's been talk, Sean McVay talking about how he likes his play, and he could envision him being the 3-down back there, the featured running back. And
see, you just don't know the thing that I concern I have about Akers is that you don't know that for a fact, right? It could be Malcolm Brown, and Malcolm Brown went undrafted.
Or
it could be Darrell Henderson.
Can I say something too?
Please, yes, go for it.
I want to go on record saying that Sean McVay is one of the coaches that I do not trust, because remember, he said that Gurley's knee wasn't injured when it was really clearly injured.
Good point.
So
that's solid. That's all.
Yeah,
that was the lead up to the
that's all we can go off of for now is what they're saying, and he's on my bench.
This is very true.
Oh,
we always nitpick his bench players. I'm realizing this.
I have Kenyon Drake, who I love.
Yeah.
And I have Dalvin Cook, who I also love. And I can easily stick Deebo Samuel on the IR and pick up an undrafted. I can pick up that other running back for Malcolm Brown for the Los Angeles Rams, and then I will have one of their backs on my team if I wanted to go that route, but I don't think I will.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How did it feel not having to draft Madison whenever you drafted Cook, having that freedom?
Well, because that's where I picked up Jones. And after getting dumped on for picking Akers and Jones, I don't think I would have minded picking Madison.
Yeah.
But it felt nice, adding depth at that point. But one of the things that I don't normally do is I don't normally take a wide receiver in the 3rd round. You don't normally take a tight end. I picked up Kenny Golladay because he fell to me in the 3rd round. He's normally gone by the time in the 3rd round that he comes around to me. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to grab this, wide receiver 1 for a team that has Matthew Stafford, right? But then I realized that, in my flex, I don't have Melvin Gordon or, one of the other running backs normally falls to me. And then so when I'm picking up Raheem Mostert or David Montgomery or someone around that time, that's my first bench running back. All of a sudden that guy is becoming my flex and everyone else is my bench. And I don't feel as good about it. But when I look at my wide receiver core and I see that DJ Chark is on my bench, right, I feel pretty great about that. So where do you want to feel great and where do you want to feel not so great? Wide receiver, tight end, or running back? And typically I prefer feeling great about running backs.
Nice. All right, man. Well, that
Glad
was
taking Gordon.
any questions on his or concerns or comments, Connor, on his roster, his choices.
Um, I mean, I liked a lot of the picks. I thought that Drake and Cook were really awesome, and I dig the Josh Allen hype, and I dig the Chark on the bench play. I think really the only picks that I was kind of like iffy about were the Akers and the Rojo, but I understand those, dude. Those are you're swinging for the upside, and they both have a shot at being the guy.
No one's talking about my last pick,
Well, it's
Who
it's,
is
it's
your last pick again?
Joe Burrow.
Oh,
Joe. Oh, well, I'm gonna do this. Okay,
I
I've
mean
been
he's
hearing a lot.
starting week 1, right?
Yeah, dude, and I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about him. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and I just read that AJ Green is coming along better than.
Yeah, I read
than
that too.
yeah, and so if you have a healthy AJ Green,
You
with
got
with
Tyler
a cool,
Boyd.
mm,
You got
well,
I'm actually, guys, when I picked Cam Akers, AJ Green was there, right? I was my next turn. I was staring at AJ Green, and he got auto drafted.
oh,
Mm,
sniped, little sniped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that set me, and I didn't know what I was going to do, and that's where I ended up with Cam Akers because I didn't see anyone I liked. All the wide
yeah.
receivers I really liked were off the board. Same thing happened the next round. I'm staring at Julian Edelman in the ninth. I'm next. Julian Edelman's in my crosshairs, and then auto drafted.
Yeah, I always feel weird about queuing up my player that I want
Yeah.
before because I always feel like it
Yeah.
like puts out like some sort of signal that makes
Yeah.
people yeah, want it. Like it shuffles in the ADP or something like that, because it always happens. But that was a good draft, man. That was a really good draft. This will not be our last draft that we do before draft season. Yeah, because we got about a month, and so yeah, this is something we love to do. Something we've been doing for a while. Ethan's up to 50. One thing that I wanted to make sure. Okay, it doesn't look like we're going to get to the kickers this week. Is that okay with you, Connor?
I can compress it in like 3 minutes because I don't think it takes as. I honestly don't think it takes as long as these because all you're talking about is talent and potential of the offense. May I?
Okay, which one would you rather prefer, kickers or where's the beef?
I want to do them both. I really think I can do them both.
Okay, well you're the time guy.
Let
Okay,
me.
and so
Okay, well, just let me say the kickers because I don't think there's.
okay,
We don't. We
okay,
don't have to banter about it as much, but we can banter about the beef, huh, buddy?
well, I just don't want to cheapen the experience, man, of the kickers. So
Oh.
make sure you put enough love in it, dude. Don't just
I'll give it love. It'll be very
Yeah.
compressed love.
I feel like I have to brace myself for this.
So my top 5 for the AFC. Look, there's gonna be some names that you're like, oh well, obviously these guys are in there.
Okay.
But then there's some other guys that it's like, maybe. So in at number 5, I'm gonna put Hauschka, the guy from the Bills. He doesn't have the longest leg, but he's consistent, and the Bills like to use him when he can hit it. So if he can't hit the long ones, so that's why he's at 5, but he's consistent.
He can't hit over 50s.
When I was reading his stats, like 50, like 47 was kind of like his range. Like he gets iffy, and they just don't. I mean, with the way their team's built, I don't think they're gonna risk like a field goal with a low percentage. With a lower percentage, they'll either go for it or do a pooch kick.
Who do you have right underneath him, if you don't mind me asking? Like number
I
6.
don't mind asking.
Just number 6. Yeah.
Dude, like there's several options you could take. A lot of people think that the Chargers kicker is good, but I don't think he's going to be
he's
as
got
good.
money. That's his nickname. Nickname is money.
They've kind of had some turmoil at that position for the last couple of years, and now that Phillip Rivers gone, I think they're going to be lower scoring.
That's a fair point, but okay.
I mean, maybe like the Titans guy or the Colts guy, or if there's several options you could take because it's like the defenses, they're not that far apart. maybe even the Broncos guy. I know I'm saying they're the guy.
Yeah,
I'm not saying their
I know,
names.
dude.
Yeah.
It's like there's copyright problems.
I'm sorry. It's fun though. It's fun though.
It's
Nah,
like those lesser video games you played, or when you first started playing Madden, you know,
well,
they couldn't copyright the names.
I'm trying to prove a point about kickers. They're important to know who they play for. It's not you don't have to, these guys aren't important enough to have a name.
Okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't fair of me. That was a little dirty because you said top 5. So
Yeah.
let's just go with Bagley.
You had to get it in.
Okay. No, let's just say Bagley. Yeah, because Bagley's a very good number 6. Yeah. So I was just curious who you put over, and what you're saying about scoring opportunities. I think that the Bills, in my opinion, would actually score higher than the Chargers, at least what we know right now.
Yeah, that's why I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good, really solid lineup right there. So good on you, man. Good on you.
So thank you. At 4, I'm gonna put. Well, if there's a trigger to my head, I think I'm gonna pick. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I'm gonna pick. I think I'm gonna pick the Titans guy for number 4.
Must have a name.
He doesn't have to. He just has to be on the Titans.
Do you know,
do you
help
know
us out
his
here, Doc?
name?
Do I? What, dude? It wasn't my list.
Well, you seem to know every kicker's name, and you like making it a thing.
In the
so
NFC.
I didn't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just curious, dude.
You sure
I mean,
did know every one of the.
Well, dude, I mean,
his name is Rob Baronis.
Rob Baronis. Dude, you gotta love that guy.
Baronis. Okay, in at number 3.
Yeah, go for it.
Mr. Fairbear.
Whoa, really,
Yeah,
Kaimi?
Mr.
Okay.
Fairbear.
The guy who can't hit extra points. Okay. All
yes, he can't hit the points, but he can hit like 50-yarders. And I think the Texans are going to be a high.
Also have a bad red zone offense, right? Like they just sputter out and they'll have like a 5 field goal game.
They're talented. They're just using it weird. Yeah. In at number 2, I don't think it should be any surprise. Harrison Butker, the Chiefs kicker.
Right.
For those of you who are like me and you don't know kickers' names, Harrison Butker is the kicker for the Chiefs. I think
that you know.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know who he is because I owned him last year. He was pretty awesome. He kicks a lot of extra points, and he kicks the deep ones too. He can hit 50-yarders. But the reason why the guy who I'm putting at number 1 is because he can hit 60-yarders, and that's Justin Tuck.
Wow.
He is the man. He is the number 1 kicker in the NFL, in my opinion.
I wonder how many he's made though, because he's made a few. So I wonder how many it's actually been.
I'm gonna look that up.
Oh, it's all right. Challenge accepted. No, I think that's great.
Tucker, 60-yard field goals made.
He's such a millennial.
No, that's an old person thing to do. What are you talking about?
No, man, an old person would have all the names charted out from 1 to 16 like I did. Yeah.
That's not accurate at all. It's not accurate.
Accurate.
Okay, there's one that I'm surprised you didn't have on there, and I have to mention it.
Go for it, Ethan.
Brian McManus. All right, you got a guy that kicks a lot of his game.
No, that was the Denver guy.
I'm sorry, the Denver guy. Brian McManus, the Denver guy.
Well, he got a shout out for maybe 6th.
Okay, all right. I mean, you got someone playing in the Mile High Stadium.
That's a fair point.
That's where a lot of these crazy long. I mean, he's playing outside, so he's got that going against him. But he's Mile High, right? Like so, And last year he was 4 for 7 from 50, 10 for 12 between 40 and 49, and 9 for 9 between 30 and 39, and 6 for 6 between 20 and 29. Dude is money.
Woo! You're really making me ponder if he's better than what's crazy is out of the top 5 guys that I have on my list, the guy that I would say that he could be better than, he could probably make it all the way up to 3. It depends on how good the Broncos are.
Better than the Titans guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was surprised because they didn't have a consistent kicker last year. They were in between.
The Broncos.
No, the Titans.
The
Titans.
Titans, yeah.
Uh,
Well, no, I think the Titans.
Denver since 2014.
Yeah, because he replaced Prater.
Yep.
When Prater hit that 60-yarder, and then he was like, "I'm crazy."
Cratered.
He
And
created
I will
Cratered it,
say,
man.
like, you know,
Later Crater.
McManus has not been money from 50 plus for a while. Like 2018, he was 2 for 7. Right. He's improved, but it's his kicks for everything else. I mean, pretty much 20 through 49, where it's just like, dude is a lock almost.
Cool.
And he's got.
Hey, do you think that's gonna be a high scoring offense, Ethan?
Man, that's the $1 million question, right? And I think you probably believe so. It looks like it. And they got the weapons. Always surrounded Locke with the weapons, so I think he's got the potential. I like if I had seen someone in the 14th round in the draft, and I was like, "There's no way I can pass him up. I'll just wait and get the scraps from the kicker." I'd probably try and pick up McManus because he's not going drafted typically.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but Connor got Sly in the 15th, so
Yeah, exactly.
there is that. Yeah. All right, man. So we have Bagley and the Denver guy at 6, then at 5, with the chance of the Denver guy jumping to 3. Then at 5 we have who was it? Who was at 5? Connor.
Bills, Hauschka.
Hauschka, and then number 4.
Had the Titans.
The Titans guy,
And
okay,
then
number 3, Fairbairn, and then number 2,
Fairbear is what I call him. Because
Fairbairn.
he misses it, but he's a little Fairbear. Come on, man.
Just want to-
You just want to
Texas
cuddle
fan.
him, give him some belly
Yeah.
rubs.
And number 2 was Butker,
Yep.
and number 1 was Tucker. Yeah, those are like 1A, 1B. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, so that was a difficult 1-2 to be. Yeah, so I think either one flipped would have been smart. Yeah, cool. All right, well then jump to your where's the beef.
Y'all, I got my beef binder out tonight that I'm going to be reading from because
What is the definition
let me
of
tell
this
you.
of this segment? What's the motive behind this segment? What are you doing?
This is when I get on my soapbox and I talk trash about other fantasy football minds and why I think that I know more than them. Pretty much.
Okay.
I'm joking. I'm making it sound like more than it is. No, it's just me going on and saying, well,
That's very dramatic. I loved it.
Yeah, I know. Well, see, people say they're joking when they're saying real stuff. That's the whole thing. It's like
Mania truth.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's this channel called Fantasy Pros. So go ahead and look this up, y'all, so you can see what I'm talking about. So they had this episode. So first of all, I'm not like dissing the show so much as I am the guest that they had on, because there's 3 guys that they did this mock. Their names are Bobby, Sylvester, Kyle Yates, and Chris Harris. So Bobby, Sylvester, and Kyle Yates, they're the guys that run the show. And I sat down and I watched some beef film. I watched their mock, and the notes I have on Bobby and Kyle is that Bobby ranked Kamara way too high. He had him, I want to say, like 2 or 3. He had him 2 on his running back rankings, which I love Kamara. I owned him in 2018. He helped me win a championship. I get the love for the player, but that's too high considering the pool of RBs out there, man. Because we talked about Dobby, so we have to go back to this universe once again because of Voldemort.
Yes! You called him Dobby. Yeah.
And look, what is Voldemort's number? Let's see, because I want to make this an actual rule. Okay, his number is 7, so we're gonna call this rule 7.
No, I think the number for Voldemort is 10 because that's 10 episodes in a row that you said his name. Yeah.
Okay, that's very cute, but I'm still calling this rule 7.
Okay,
But
go
anyway,
for it, brother. Go for it.
I liked Kyle. I liked his takes. He was too high on Eclair, but I get it. You know, the man's excited about the Chiefs, but nah, man, this Christopher Harris guy, I did not agree with like most of his takes. The only thing that he seemed to get right was he thought that Chubb was a good running back, but still, Chubb's got Kareem Hunt. This guy was way too high on Kamara. He had him listed as 3. He was way off on Gurley. I wanted to say he drafted Gurley in like the 2nd round. That's a big no-no. Big no-no, my friend. If you want that, you know, that turd nugget, do what you will, but that's a turd nugget, bruh.
The turd nugget, bruh.
No, he said he was a top 3 pick last year. He was off on his info. You can't have a YouTube fantasy channel claim you know all this stuff and do profiles on people, and you say that Gurley was a top 3 pick last year. Get out of here, son.
Yeah, Denver kicker guy.
The problem with that with Gurley is even if you buy that, you have to see that he's not going until the 4th or 5th round.
And that
3rd round on it, and you still know you'll get him.
That segues perfectly into my next jab at him. He wasn't using ADP, and I think that's a terrible, terrible, terrible decision to make in fantasy because it isn't. Look, I get the whole like, oh well, I just have these guys valued this way, so it doesn't matter where they're falling. Like I have to have this guy, right? But that's how you play fantasy football is you buy things at values. We talk about it on this show all the time. You get things at a value. You get the drops, you know? And he did not do that. He was paying up for stuff he did not have to pay up for, and it hindered his team. And he's wrong about David Montgomery.
What'd he say?
He was not high enough on him. So,
yeah, I heard that there's a lot of talk that people like the experts are saying that Tariq Cohen is going to get most of the pass work, you know, and that he's going to be like a thorn in Montgomery's side. But I'm wondering if that's something that they're getting out of training camp, or is it lazy reporting based off last year? That's what I'm wondering, because I mean, it just doesn't make sense that a talent like David Montgomery, we all saw the video hype. Dude, I mean, we did the research last year and saw what he did in college. The dude can catch. The guy has moves. I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, Connor. I mean, he was trying to say that Derrick Henry couldn't make people miss and that he was plotting and all that. I'm like, dude,
this guy was a freaking idiot because he was wrong about the Titans in general. He was saying they were like a bad offense. Get out of here with that, man.
I heard that. And the one with sense said, well, I'm going to be drafting the offense, and his response was, good luck. You know, the guy from Taken, good luck.
Yeah, but he said more like, good luck.
Well, you know, I was trying to give, you know, but he's hopefully he'll be a colleague, so I want to give him respect, you know. So
I want him to give me Derrick Henry.
Well, it sounds like you would get everything you want in the draft with this guy, you know. So.
Maybe even his lunch money. He might get Chubb though, and I like Chubb, but he wasn't feeling Drake either.
No, he was not.
Yeah.
But I do want to say one thing though, is I have not changed my stance. I know that it seems like you have, but when we first started doing this show, whenever we did Crucial and Kryptonite, I think one of the guys I had mentioned was Nick Chubb, as a Kryptonite. Yeah, and I still feel that way. I really don't think he's going to be giving you the value that you're looking at, considering that in the goal line, they didn't really go to Chubb that much. And so there's going to be a lot of passing opportunities for Kareem Hunt. I think that people are forgetting about what exactly Kareem Hunt was. And what I mean by that is like, 3 years ago? I mean, he was a round 1 draft pick, you know, and that wasn't necessarily because of the offense he was on. I mean, he was a very talented guy, dude, and I think that he's really going to – there's a reason why he stayed. How about that? There's a reason why he stayed. He could have gone anywhere. He stayed.
Agreed.
I agree.
That's my
moral of the story is that guy doesn't he has some hot takes.
To say the least. They might be freezing cold. They might be boiling hot.
Well, according to the gut's rejecting him. So this is maybe we should call it, instead of where the beef, we should call it regurgitation, because you're just like you're like throwing up
it's
the knowledge.
Raw beef. That's what's happening.
Raw beef.
It's nothing else but raw beef, son.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, we listen to these podcasts because what you have to do, you have to research, and research is by gathering information everywhere you can.
I also genuinely want to know what other people are thinking that spend this amount of time.
Yeah, and I do want to be clear, and I think that you'll back me up on this, Connor, is that you're not necessarily doing this to bring shame on this guy or say this guy's dumb. It's that you're trying to give some information saying that, look, there's possibility that this might be bad information.
Yeah, I'm trying to just give a narrative. Yeah,
right.
A counter narrative to what he's saying.
Correct.
He has a lot of people listening to him. This could be a lot of fans that I could potentially be saving.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And that's the whole point. So it's not really to throw shade or anything like that.
No, it's for you, the viewer. I love you guys, and I want you to have the right information. I want you guys to all become a part of the Gut Clan. It can be this awesome...
You're really going to try to make that happen, aren't you?
Look, man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is as cool today as it was when it first came out.
I understand that, dude, but come on, man. Come on.
Join the bacteria of the gut.
Yeah, it's like in Stranger Things, how like they all become that big monster.
This is why he thinks he's a lion, guys. You see how he got to that point? This is a big road, but the feeling is there, though. The love is there, I should say. The love of wanting to make sure that you guys are getting the right information so that you guys can win the league. Instead, you're like, darn it, that dude, why did he give me such bad information on Kenyon Drake whenever he's exploding? Connor's bringing this up like, hey, if you listen to this, not just, I'm sorry that it seems like it's being thrown shade, but you guys really need to know this.
It's also just really exciting to draft Drake because, this, amigo, you were a Drake truther, and you wanted to see him fed. You wanted to see him uncaged.
Out of Miami.
Yes, you wanted to see him relieved of the vortex that is the black hole that is Adam Gase. And then just him being in Miami, it didn't seem... he had... I'm sorry, what was that, Doc?
I was just humming the Benny Hinn.
Oh. He had the Miami Miracle, but that was kind of his highlight of being in Miami. But that shows you his talent, and he did great last year.
Nothing that...
I love that. I had Kenyon Drake and whoever that wide receiver was. I forgot who it was, dude. The one who threw it to Drake. I had both of them starting at the same time. That was so beautiful.
Oh yeah, wasn't that was that Albert Wilson or was that Kenny Stills? I feel like it was one of them.
No, it was not. It's not either of those guys. It was a guy that used to play Wes Welker's position. He was an old slot wide receiver from New England. But yeah, anyway, that
I
was
know
exciting.
Danny Amendola.
Yay, there he is, my man. Yeah, I had Danny Amendola and Kenyon Drake at the same. I started them both.
And you also had Danny Amendola when he threw that pass when they played against the Texans.
That's what I'm talking about right
Yes.
there. Yeah. That's my miracle. My miracle. Yeah. Cool. All right. Any other information you want to pass on from what you heard from that guy?
You won a game because of that one play. Were you playing against me?
Probably. Yeah. Dude, anytime I play against
I think you were.
Anytime I play against you and I won, it's because something fluky happened.
It always goes down to the wire.
Not always. It's always this. It's always goes down to the wire. I win. Next time we play, you're like, here you go. Here's your team back. That's the way it always is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, I'm a man. I get. Yeah. This is where we get when we get an hour and a half into the show, dude.
I want to say I'm proud of myself. I'm not yawning as much.
No, you're not. Yeah, naps, dude. Naps aren't for just old people.
Or
Good job, dude.
Eat a lot of candy and get a sugar rush.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But you do tend to pick them up off the floor, so be careful with that.
Man, it was 5-second rule. Come on.
Oh, yeah. In the COVID universe.
Come on.
Is there really a 5-second rule? All right, so we'll go ahead and if you guys got anything else that I'm going to start closing on the show a little bit. You guys, so any other thing you want to talk about on the Where's the Beef, Connor? You good on that?
Nah,
Ethan,
man,
yet?
just shout out to Chris Herndon. You don't know as much as me.
Ethan, you have anything to say about the beef segment?
No, I did not listen to that show.
Oh, okay. So yeah, well, because he's got a lot going on. Looking up stats,
Oh,
but
no, if I hear that something is really bad, I'm like, well, then I'm not going to listen.
Yeah, it's like you're really digging the hard sell.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, I don't got time for this.
Oh,
I'm too busy.
it's entertaining because it's off the mark.
Oh man, I found it frustrating. Like I remember, like
I thought he was rude to Yates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. That's the one thing is I'm like, whenever, like, I always try to see how people approach things. Like anytime that, like, any of you guys ask me a question or y'all rebuke anything I have to say, I'll listen to you guys and we talk it out. And same thing with everybody else, Connor, Ethan, back, whatever, right? We handle it like that. We don't get rude about it, because a lot of times when people get rude about it, usually means that they don't know, and because it's kind of like, an animal that gets back in a corner, first thing it's going to do is attack, so you just have to look out for stuff like that. But that's unfortunate. Hopefully that's not the situation. Maybe you had a bad day. Traffic is tough.
Who
Everybody's
knows, man.
Dude, everybody's is getting stressed out with this whole COVID thing. Everybody's
Maybe
acting
he
differently.
has it.
I hope not.
I hope
Lord
not,
willing, he
too.
doesn't. Yeah, but the stresses really hits everybody, and we all act differently. So, yeah, just to let you guys know, that this show. Right now, we're recording it late on Sunday night, and that's what we're going to be doing, because we want to have it up on Monday morning, so that you guys can help you get a jump on the moves to make based on the events of Sunday, and help you prepare for Monday Night Football. Okay, and I have to say it, guys. Remember, no waiver wire. No waiver wire. Yeah, I remember that, because we want to talk to you. We will get you helped out with the waiver wire, but we don't think that there is that we should be a waiver wire.
Say no to Marxism.
Yeah, and we're hoping next that once the season starts, that we'll also start having an episode on Thursday mornings to help you prepare for Thursday night and Sunday. And so it's a pretty good show with Mock Jeff. So tune in next week, man, because I think next week we're going to be doing a list of 2 guys each that we must have,
Crucial.
and we'll also be discussing more of the news that comes out of training camp and the fantasy impacts to help you get ready to win your draft. Any parting shots, guys? Parting shots. Ethan.
Man, just stay up on the news. There's a lot of stuff going on right now in training camp. There's a lot of stuff going on right now with COVID. I know the opt-out time has passed, but you know what? Stay on that news.
Yeah, and that's really interesting about the opt-out, because just because the opt-out's out, it doesn't mean that the people still can't opt out that they have high risk, such as Mark Andrews. So watch out for Mark Andrews. He's got a diabetes health condition. Starts getting weird in there. He is able to opt out, which would be good for his health. Connor, parting shot.
Derrick Henry's gonna be the man.
That's why he drafted Zeke.
He's gonna be top 3 running back, man.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
Yeah, even without pass catching.
He doesn't need it.
No, and the name of Darrington Evans doesn't scare you.
I mean, we've talked about how all it takes is one messed up pass block attempt and you're on the bench.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So these are the things that the reason why I asked Connor that is not, I'm not trying to be a jerk, is that these are the things that pop up in your head when you're about to draft Derrick Henry.
It's very
and
true.
This is what could keep you from getting what Connor, the gut, Mr. Two Rings down there.
Well,
a top 3 back.
Last year I didn't draft him and I went on to regret it.
Whoa, I didn't know you had regrets. Oh,
yeah.
Well, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You
Yeah,
have Le'Veon Bell and David Johnson. Yeah, you did have regrets.
Yeah.
Never mind. All right, guys. Well, so Lord willing, we'll be here again next week. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about the guys that are gonna be really important to us. So please hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this show, guys, please come on, subscribe, hit the like. We'll feel the love, and we'll be bringing you some information that will help you win your leagues. All right, so that's it for this week. So just remember, guys, in fantasy football as in life, don't dream it, be it. Enjoy your week.